These are the top reasons why you suck at trading, you're not profitable, and how to overcome that.
Are you feeling upset about something?
Oh, I'm low-key. Okay. You call me out, I am upset. Yeah. I mean, you sucked it when you started trading, eh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course I
Yeah,
did.
you sucked.
Yeah. What is your expectations up here
Yeah.
when your skill level's down here?
That is bad. They want the end result, eh?
Yeah, they want the end result now.
Without doing the process.
Yeah, gonna get humbled real quick. Yeah, like going from $300 to 13 grand, like that's crazy.
Detouring, adding a variation, and then
Yeah.
sitting there going, why am I losing?
Yeah,
That's why.
I've seen it happen quite often.
Certain strategies have a better edge than other strategies. It's a huge mistake a lot of traders make is that they... Welcome back to the Big Wick Energy Podcast. I'm joined here by the ambitious blades. We got George here to my left, Rihari over in the corner, and myself. Today we're going to be discussing reasons why you're not profitable, reasons why you suck at trading, and how to fix it. Alright, let's get into it.
It's so harsh.
Straight to the point. I like it.
Yo, tell you what I want, what I really don't
Tell me what you want.
what you really want. I wanna
Be down.
dig it.
It's a harsh podcast today. I mean, you know.
Are you feeling upset about something?
Oh, I'm low-key. Okay. You call me out, I am upset. Yes, I am upset.
It's okay. It's not okay.
Nah, yeah, I'm pretty mad at the moment. Went undefeated all day yesterday at Cornhole. Went back to back. And then Jordan shows up this morning with that freaking grin on his face.
Blindfolded. Left-handed.
Sakes. Yeah, and the bro beat me in 2 games. So pretty mad, but it is what it is. So yeah.
Competitive.
Oh, bro, I was devastated, eh? But I mean, it was,
Devastated, that's a harsh word.
yeah, it was the second
Valid,
time
though.
that I played.
Valid.
Because what you
Valid.
Oh, like feeling devastated after a loss like that. The bro just brought his flight forward.
I'm out of here.
yeah, I don't know, that was part of your routine, eh? Cornhole in the morning.
It's not cornhole.
Oh, that's nuts.
Anyway, okay, we're back into the podcast. So these are the top reasons why you suck at trading, you're not profitable, and how to overcome that. Reason number 1, lads. The reason why you're not profitable is probably because you have no edge. Yes.
I mean, that's like the main thing, though. You know, like having no edge. Like having an edge in the market gives you, it gives you like a sense of you know what you're going to do in every situation.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking at the market and then you're like, oh, this isn't really like what I trade, and you're going to trade it anyway, you don't have edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to have a sense of what's going on in the market, I think, to be able to, trade, really.
Yeah, it's a common thing that students ask in the Discord is like everyone talks about their edge and like, oh, what is an edge? Like, is it something that's taught? And I don't believe it's something that's taught. I mean, it could be a collective of things that are taught, but I think it's something that you see yourself repetitively in the market.
Right.
We all learn the same strategy,
Yeah.
but I feel like your edge is how you anticipate things and when you see things and act on it.
Right.
That's
So do you think it's like it comes with intuition into
Yeah.
the market? When to like enter, when to like use the strategy, like know the market timing of the strategy, maybe.
yeah, and it's like obviously to do with your own psychology as well. We don't all have the same psychology. You know, each person's different to
'Cause
an extent.
Yeah, for sure. Because like even working with you guys, you know, although you guys, we all trade the same strategy, same foundations in the market, look at the chart the exact same way. You're trading Asian. I would never do what you do in Asian. But like your edge is Asian session. Yeah. And like, nah, not even with you. You chose the same as me.
But even I reckon, like we both took that trade US 30 last night. I reckon if we set our trades side by side, we still would have potentially entered at different,
Yes.
different, potentially at different levels.
You're looking at the same.
Because we would have seen it just differently potentially. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe we did to the exact pip, but highly likely.
But you're
highly
looking at
unlikely.
the same like area of interest,
Yeah.
Yep.
and like individually, like entering like discretionary based on your own edge.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not entering because, like, you know, the same reasons that he's entering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it all comes down to like statistical edge, you could say as well. Like you're going off your stats, you're going off your data.
Yeah, stats, and it's just repetition, what you keep seeing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you were
that's
saying.
your edge, eh?
Like you're saying, you can turn up to NY, and if you see your setup, you're taking it.
Yeah, because that's what I do every single day. Like, that's my edge in the market, NYSE.
Yep.
I see that happen over and over again. But I'm not going to go trade that in Asian session.
Yep.
Because I have no idea what it's going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely a key thing, your edge.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's like certain strategies have a better edge than other strategies? Or does it solely come down to the person that's trading that strategy?
I think it's the person.
Yeah. I think it's a person because I look at some of the other traders that are on, you know, Instagram, you know, people that are putting out videos and stuff. I look at their, like, the way that they're viewing the market, like getting into trades, and I'm just like, what is this guy looking at? But then it works for him. He's a profitable trader. You know, he doesn't have to trade the exact same way as I do to be profitable. I watched the interesting video of someone, and they were just breaking it down, a chart. And so in that chart, it just showed like so many different strategies, ICT, fair value gaps, you know, the breakout strategies, the breakout retest strategies, you know, just all of that different stuff. And everyone sees the same market. Everyone sees the same price action. The way that they view that price action and why they're going to get in is completely different. So, yeah.
That would have been interesting, actually.
It was so interesting. Because then it's just like, I mean, it's so fair. Like, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, doesn't matter what strategy you're trading, you can still make money. Like, people make money off trendline breakouts. People make money off, you know, trading with like trend trades, like the old school trading off trend lines, like actual trend lines. SMC, ICT. I see people make money off ICT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see people make money off trading just indicators.
Yeah, true.
You know, like,
Yeah. But I guess it all really comes down to is like your time in the market. And that's really the only way to develop your edge is by, you know, getting the experience in on the charts.
yes.
Nice thing.
Get an edge.
Go find an edge. So yeah, you can find an edge with
Don't look at me, bro.
Bro, I'm in the middle of this whole thing, and I got these guys looking at me.
Okay, the next reason why people suck or you're not profitable is because you are like inconsistently executing the strategy wrong. It could be either through that.
Do you mean consistently executing the strategy or inconsistently?
Inconsistently execution. So,
Right.
yeah, mostly comes down to, I guess, discipline.
Yeah.
You know, one day you're following your strat, and then, you know, you might lose, and then FOMO win.
Yeah.
Or,
So pretty much not following your trading plan,
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
detouring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually talking about that with one of the students recently. Is I went through the chart with him and I showed him like when there's a breakout, there's going to be a retest and it's going to come to a point. In the 5 minute or the 1 minute or the 15, you're going to find a point of interest where it just goes up to and then continues going in trend. And consistently 5 times in a row, broke structure, pullback, point of interest, continued. Broke structure, pullback, point of interest, continued. 5 times in a row. Like, and what he had said to me before that is, like, through all of this consolidation, he couldn't see like any entries, but he was looking like higher time frame. or looking lower time frame, like on the 1 minute. You know, not really looking at it from a multi-market perspective.
Right. Multi-time frame.
Multi-time frame perspective. It comes down to being able to see it and being able to take that particular thing happening over and over again. And like the strategy that they learn in the education platform is exactly that. So if you're coming in and you're trading it not from what you're learning, whether it's from us or whether it's from someone else, like what are you really doing in the market, eh?
Yeah.
So pretty much, not sticking to your trading plan, to your system,
Yeah.
detouring, adding a variation, and then sitting there going, why am I losing?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. I've seen it happen quite often.
I mean, if you stick to your trading plan and you're consistently losing, then you've got data to go off.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Even though you're losing and
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the same thing.
yeah.
Hey, just like everything. I actually had a guy come in who was from who had been learning from someone else. Not you. But someone coming that was learning from someone else started learning the strategy that I was teaching, but implemented what he had learned from somewhere else into the strategy.
Right.
And so now he has like two different perspectives on how people see the market, trying to combine it into one. And it just started confusing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a huge mistake a lot of traders make, is that they use the strategy wrong.
Yeah.
So they'll learn a strategy, might get a couple of wins, and then they'll misuse a strategy or use it wrong. Say they're like not entering off a POI that's below the 50%, of the PDRA. And so they take the L, and then that creates fear for them to enter the next trade, creates psychology issues, and then it becomes this like weird cycle where they get stuck in losing trades, and then trying to adjust the strategy to make them win instead of just relying on the strategy that's gonna win.
Yeah. So that's how a lot of signals people used to come in. Like when we were doing signals, they'll come in, have no idea, enter, and then they'll get like a win. Enter the next one, get a win. Enter the next one, get a loss, and by that time they're overconfident.
Right.
So they up their lot sizes,
Yes.
and then boom, big loss,
Yes.
and then they're scared to get into the rest
Yeah.
because they have no idea what's happening in the market. They have no idea about trading plan or risk management. Yeah.
That brings us to our next point, which is bad risk management.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's another massive reason why people are not profitable.
Well, pretty much just going off what you just said. If you're getting confident, and then you change your risk management and you double your lot size or whatever, and then take that L, then you're back 4 steps.
Yeah.
If you're
2
doubling
steps
it.
forward, 3
Yeah.
steps back.
Yeah. So it's definitely key.
Yep.
Risk management.
It's major
not
key.
Pretty key, eh?
the- blank.
Major key.
Yeah.
It's pretty key.
What's up, brother?
But like risk management, it's the major. Like you could have all the strategy in the world, you could have the edge, but if you're not risking properly, like risk management properly, you're not going to win whatsoever.
Yeah. Like we did a podcast just focused on risk management, and like you could either use the fixed risk or dynamic risk.
Yeah. So obviously, building the dynamic risk into your plan or strategy, is for me it's about the type of trade I'm taking. Like, if it's at an extreme and like it's a high probable trade, then I'll have my higher risk that I'm willing to take. But if it's very close to equilibrium, and even though I've seen the internal structure for my entry, I'll de-risk and I might go in at a bit lower.
Yeah. What's your normal what's your set risk, like your normal tolerance for risk, and then like de-risking, and then your max risk? What kind of
So normal risk on my live is 2.
Yep.
And then de-risking would be 1.
Yep.
And 3%. I don't really go there with that.
Yeah, okay. But if it
generally
does-
just 2% and lower.
Yeah, nice.
If I'm already in a 2% trade and I want to scale in, then I'll just go 1%.
Okay. So you're right. So you're max 3%
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2% I think is like a good risk.
Yeah.
You're hitting a 1-to-1, that's 2%.
Yeah.
You're hitting a 1-to-2, you're up 4% for the day.
Yeah, I feel confident in that now. Being able to Obviously, with fundeds and all that, that's a bit different.
Yeah.
Because your capital is different.
Yeah.
What you actually have to lose. But with the live, obviously less rules and just trust in the system. And
Nice.
what about yourself?
It depends on what account on that I'm trading
Yep.
at the time. So I've got 3 different live accounts that I trade. Obviously the big one, the middle size one, and the small one. And like pretty much I just copy trade them all. Big one's going off 1% risk, small one's going off 3% risk, and then the middle one's going off 3% risk, and then the small one goes off about 7 to 10% risk.
Bro, can we break this down? Like, I'm giving you 100K to trade. What are you going to do with it?
Like in terms of trading?
Yeah, and with the risk management, like your dynamic plan.
Yeah, like pretty much just what I said. Like I'd put 50K into a big account. I would put 35 grand into a medium size account, and then I'd put the rest, what is that, like 15 grand into a small account. And copy trading them all. Big account I'm going to do 1% because that's, normal. I'm fine with that. Middle one is 3%. And small ones, 7 to 10%. I'm just trading the big one alone.
Yeah.
Because
so the 50K.
the 50K.
Yeah.
Because I'm just risking 1%. Psychologically, I can look at that and be like, man, I'm going to win a 1 to 2, 1 to 3.
Yeah.
I'll win 3% on that one. But then winning that 3% on that one means on the medium size, I've just won 9%.
Yeah.
And it means on the small account, I've just won anywhere from 21 to 30%.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Bro, can you talk about that time? Remember that? It must have been last year, and you were doing like the trade zealous stuff, and you had like an 87% win rate.
Yeah.
This guy, bro, didn't realize that one of his accounts was copy traded, so that his 87% win rate. But it was like risking heaps. Do you know about this?
Ah,
Bro.
Yeah. This was like when I was in the apartment.
Yeah.
Slade was still living with me. Bro, like we were doing like a series or whatever of just like trading. Bro, I was just trying to like stick to my plan, like building my strategy around NYC again. Yeah, bro, like had outrageous stats. Like wasn't over risking, but I had outrageous stats in terms of win rate. And then I was like making a 1 to 3 or something like that. Bro, I had no idea that account, my small account, which was on like $300 at the time, was being copy traded. Like just hadn't checked it. Like no idea. Bro, go check it like a month or 2 later, and there's like 13 grand in there. So it's gone from like $300 to 13,000 just from copy trading. Yeah. And like, like going from $300 to 13 grand, like that's crazy, But then for me, like I had no idea that I was doing it. It was over risking because it was risking, I think, somewhere between 5 and 10%, just depending on, the lot sizes on the day. But yeah, it was nuts.
that's crazy.
But same thing. Yeah. Because I can look at the big accounts and I can be trading it just completely normal. If I'm trading like a medium size with like, 3% risk, like that's crazy in terms of like dollar value. Psychologically, it's like hard to see.
Yeah.
Because you like see it going down and then you see it going back up and like obviously going into profit but going into drawdown, crazy.
Yeah.
Same with that small account, like seeing it, if you're risking say 10%, and it's down $1,500 on like a small account, like that's nuts for you to think about like as a trader, as opposed to, 1% on like a 50 grand account is only down $500, but
Yeah, so like it was very easy on your psychology and emotions.
yeah, super easy. Yeah.
And that brings us to our next point, why people suck at trading or are not profitable, is because they get too emotional.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go again.
Emotional trading. So, people are like FOMOing into market, revenge trading, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think like the whole FOMO side of things, it can happen when you think you've missed the move, and then you're trying to get in, but it comes back and does exactly what you had anticipated.
Yeah.
So that come back to that knowledge around the strategy and trusting in staying true to the strategy and trusting in your trading plan.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. Yeah.
Like, yeah, emotions is a hard one. Like a lot of beginners that come into it, they have a lot of emotions because they're wanting it so bad. You know, like they're wanting to win. They want this money.
They want the end result,
Yeah, they want the end result now.
without doing the process.
Yeah. Gonna get humbled real quick. Yeah, emotions is a big one. And we talk about all the time, like you wanna be as emotionless as possible. But it's an emotional thing. Like you're gonna have emotions regardless of what you're gonna do. In trading, like even I get emotional, you know. But what I'm trying to do is eliminate as much emotions as I can. That's what you want to try and do as a trader. It's
Yeah, that's something I've had to deal with, like this year as well, is trading with emotions, and that didn't really, I didn't really overcome that until becoming more profitable. And I know I keep saying having that buffer, but having that safety net kind of just gives you breathing room to sit back and go, oh, I can actually do this. Like, just gotta trust in the system again.
Yeah.
But you know, be able to take the losses and know that you're gonna come back with your wins over time.
Yeah, 100%. Are there any things that you guys suggest that people could do who suck at trading at the moment to work on their emotions, or
like as a beginner.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's
Journaling.
Yeah, journaling, data collection. Like we say it all the time, but we say it all the time because it's legit what's going to make you a trader. But as a beginner as well, you're emotional because you have no idea what's going on.
True.
You know, you need to figure out a strategy. You need to trade that strategy. You need to build stats around that strategy. And when we say like build stats, that means using that same strategy that you've learned from whoever you're going to learn it from, and applying that strategy either in back testing or in forward testing. You want to do back testing first and then forward testing second. Because if you can build stats, you know, using that just one setup, it's inevitable that you're going to be able to, okay, this is working.
Yeah.
I'm going to trade it at this time because back testing shows me that I should be profitable doing that. And then they go and apply that into forward testing, you know, build the statistics around there.
Can you explain what forward testing is? Like, Jordan, you've done a lot of forward testing.
Yeah, I did. So you pretty much jumping on TradingView and putting a long or short position tool, you know, the on the screen and just letting it play out in real time.
Yep.
I think it's good for the psychology as well, because back testing, you can click a button and you're a week ahead. You know, you're moving in hours and whatnot. But I think once, like Huddy said, you do that step one, get that locked in, and then step two is about building that psychology in the real time market. So placing that trade and then just letting it play out.
And then forward testing, live testing, same thing.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what you asked. Forward testing.
Yeah. Just if anyone who's confused about what forward testing and live testing is, same thing. Just testing the current market at that point in time. Alrighty. This is our fifth and final reason why people aren't profitable, and that's because they don't have a long-term plan.
Yeah, I mean, trading's a long-term thing. Trading's not something that is, you know, like a little side hustle. You know, like although like a lot of people want to get into it because it's like a side hustle, it's not. It's definitely not one of those. Like you can't come into this, learn a little bit, and become profitable. Like you just can't make sustainable money from that. And that's why like a lot of people give up. A lot of people think it's a scam. A lot of people think it's rubbish, you know, because they can't use it as like a side hustle thing. Yeah. It's not like, you know, like those MLMs or the whatever these other little side hustles are, you know, that a lot of people get into, like all those little sales things. Yeah, this is something that you need a long-term plan for. And so like in terms of a long-term plan, I mean, I'm going to relate to the mentorship that we have. We do it like over a 6-month period, but that first 2 months is just building your knowledge base. Like you're just building it day in, day out of just, you know, the beginner stuff and the intermediate course and just knowing as much as you can. The next 2 months after that is applying that knowledge that you've learned in those first 2 months into a fixed replay. So now all of that knowledge, we're starting to put that back into the live markets, FX replay, learning that strategy and applying it so that you can see for yourself everything that you're learning right here is going to work in the live market. And so us, mentors, going to be on with the students, and we're like, telling them, this is that setup, this is a higher trading range, blah, blah, blah. And then they can see, oh, yeah, sweet. They decide where they're going to take a trade, boom, and then just keep repeating that for the next 2 months. And in their heads, they're building confidence in what they've been learning. So they're like, yeah, I know this is going to work. Oh, man, like this setup, I've seen this like 3 days ago. Yeah, let's take that. Oh, this setup, blah, blah, blah. And then just keep building that. And that's where your statistics come from. They're going to see that on a constant basis. The next one is, the next 2 months is the next 1 month is forward testing. So we're going to continue the back testing, but now we're trying to apply that into the current market. Building that live market pre-analysis, really. Figuring out, what's happened previous, where price could potentially go, and then figuring out where you can take a trade, looking into the future. Because obviously, like with the charts that we're trying to trade today, we don't know where it's going to go. We're trying to take a estimated guess on where, price action is going to go based on everything that we've seen previously. So, and then it goes into forward testing, and then for that last month, we're working with them to get them funded. And like that's the long-term plan. After that, they're, off trading by themselves or like staying in the group and trading together.
I think anything long-term needs to be obviously sustainable and not far-fetched. Hey, like you can't, similar to like a diet, like you have fad diets where, you'll jump in it for 2 weeks, see results, and then fall off.
Like the carnival?
Looking at me. Why are you looking?
Like the carnival?
No, but you know what I mean? Like anything long-term, not just trading, like anything has to be sustainable and not far-fetched. Like keep everything realistic, so, goals that you can achieve. And, once you've achieved them, then you move on and you just, that's that curve again, eh? Like not just going, meh, meh, meh.
Yeah.
And what you guys were explaining in the last podcast was a great tool about mapping out like your projection of profit within like a week or a month, and that's keeping it realistic again, but also giving you clear targets, something that you can aim for and keep your risk down, just sticking to the system and just making those incremental gains.
No, and like no,
Yeah.
no, and like you said, like when you say like keeping it like clear targets, that's key as well. Like, don't make sure it's not noisy. Things aren't busy and overcomplicated.
Yeah,
just keep it simple and.
Well, that's the long term. Long term though, like still you want to be like that first 6 months, like in the pins. What do you love, bro?
You go.
Like that first 6 months, that's like your initial. But then after that, it comes like what's your trading plan moving forward, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years down the track. I'm going into my 5th year of trading. I now want to be a 8-figure live trader.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so you already got the roadmap, and now you're making that roadmap for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is essentially like the top 5 reasons why people aren't profitable at the minute, or like, why they're constantly losing and not consistently winning.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like we talk about it a lot. It's simple though. Like if you don't have those top 5 things, then
you should be sweet.
Yeah. What is your expectations up here?
Yeah.
When your skill level's down here.
That's
Give me those glasses.
That is bang. Whoa. Damn.
It's unrealistic though,
Yeah.
With anything really.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, I like that, lads. That was a nice hard and fast body. Yeah. Hey.
Straight to the point. Detail. Facts.
If you want to dive deeper into these topics, we have a whole playlist of podcasts And go watch those if you still suck, and maybe you won't suck after watching a couple of those. If you,
That's a straight up word. Eh?
You suck.
I mean, you sucked it when you started trading, eh?
Oh yeah, no. yeah, of course I
Yeah,
did.
you sucked.
You suck at cornhole.
Sweet team. If you like this potty, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and go
crazy,
watch
bro.
the vlog when I'm gonna beat Jordan at the next cornhole game. All right, peace team. Later.
It's getting cut out, eh? He's not putting it in.
Trading highs, oh what a ride. From doubt and fear to joy inside. With every lesson learned I grew. Ambitious investing pulled me through. One night I made 28%. Now it feels